Sa nangyayari ngayon sa crypto, ito yung klase ng moment na kapag mahina ang loob mo, mapapabitaw ka. Pero kung alam mo kung paano magbasa ng market psychology, dito kadalasan nagsisimula yung pinakamalalaking reversal. Kasi ngayon, record low na ang sentiment, halos lahat takot, halos lahat negative. Pero si Bitcoin, after that brutal flush below 60,000, nakaakyat ulit at umiikot na sa 70 to 71,000. Ang tanong, was 60,000 the bottom o trap lang ito bago ang next leg down? At kung interesado ka sa ganitong mga content token reviews, crypto news, anything related to crypto, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Una, yung pinaka-headline signal, crypto fear and greed indicator bumagsak sa pinakamababang level ever. Nag-hit siya ng 5 over the weekend, then final recorded reading 7. Sa normal na tao parang wala lang. Pero sa trading psychology, kapag sobrang extreme fear, kadalasan dyan nagkakamali ang crowd. Kasi most people sell kapag sobrang takot na. At kapag sabay pa yan sa oversold readings, nagiging fertile ground siya para sa contrarian move. Kasabay ng record fear, meron pang isang signal na sobrang lalim. Daily RSI ng Bitcoin bumagsak to 15. That's not normal. That's panic level oversold. Yung ganitong combo, fear and greed na single digit plus RSI na sobrang bagsak. Hindi yan araw-araw nangyayari. Historically, levels like this were seen noong 2018 bear market at noong March 2020 COVID crash. Ang point nito, kapag ganito naka-extreme ang readings, often nagse-set up ito ng recovery phase or at least relief rally. Hindi ibig sabihin bull run agad, pero ibig sabihin pwedeng umiwas muna si price sa immediate retest ng 60,000. Ngayon, bakit may mga nagsasabing 60,000 remains support? Dahil sa liquidation math. Sa liquidation heat map, may over $5.45 billion worth of cumulative short liquidations na pwedeng matrigger if price moves roughly 10,000 higher. Habang sa downside, around 2.4 billion lang ang liquidations kung babalik sa retest ng 60,000. In simple words, mas maraming nakaabang na masusunog sa taas kaysa sa baba. At kapag ganito ang imbalance, pwedeng magkaroon ng forced buying dahil sa short covering. Yung mga naka-short mapipilitan bumili para i-close ang position na pwedeng magtulak ng rally. Pero hindi tayo dapat maging blind bullish kasi meron ding malinaw na structural weakness. Sa macro trend indicators, Bitcoin is still trading below its 50-day moving average near 87,000 at mas lalo pang malayo sa 200-day moving average around 102,000. Sobrang wide ng gap na ito. Anong ibig sabihin? Repricing or corrective phase pa tayo. Kumbaga, yung market hindi pa healthy uptrend structure. Pwedeng mag-bounce, yes, pero malamang may resistance at supply overhead. Dagdag pa, price Z-score is negative at minus 1.6. Meaning Bitcoin is trading below its statistical mean. Usually kapag negative ang Z-score ng ganyan, may selling pressure at trend exhaustion. At historically, this kind of environment mas madalas na uuwi sa base building, hindi yung instant V-shape to new highs. Ngayon punta tayo sa derivatives flow na dapat bantayan. May data na monthly net taker volume turned sharply negative at minus 272 million. And on Binance, taker buy sell ratio slipped below 1. Kapag below 1, mas nangingibabaw ang aggressive selling kaysa buying. Ibig sabihin kahit nag-stabilize ang price, may underlying pressure pa rin sa futures. At dahil futures volumes often outweigh spot flows sa ganitong panahon, kailangan mo talaga ng stronger spot demand para makita mo yung real bullish reaction. Hindi lang bounce dahil naubos ang sellers. Kaya kahit may bullish looking sentiment extremes, meron pa ring downside scenarios na binubulong ng history. For longer term caution, may point na past bear market bottoms often formed below the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement. Sa current cycle, that level sits near 57,000. At kung history repeats in a deeper way, may scenarios pa raw na pwedeng umabot as low as 42,000. Again, hindi ito prophecy, pero it's a warning. Possible pa rin ang deeper bottoming path kapag hindi nag-improve ang structure at spot demand. Ngayon, big shift tayo sa short-term behavior. Kahit record fear, biglang naging boring ang price action. After Monday Wall Street Open, Bitcoin nag-stabilize near 70,000. There was a curious absence of volatility. Anong ibig sabihin nito? Kapag galing tayo sa high volatility flush, madalas susunod ang range game. Yung price maglalaro sa loob ng range habang nagbo-build ng liquidity sa key levels. Marami dyan wait and see mode, naghihintay kung saan kakagat ang buyers at kung saan lalabas ulit ang sellers. Ganitong behavior natural siya pagkatapos ng sudden sell-off. Isang supportive micro signal dito, Coinbase Premium Index. Ito yung difference ng price sa Coinbase BTC USD versus Binance BTC USDT. Simple interpretation, kapag positive ang premium, mas malakas ang buying interest sa Coinbase side, kadalasan associated sa US demand. Lately, negative siya for weeks, pero nitong weekend, nabawasan yung negative value and even briefly flipped positive for the first time since mid-January. Hindi ito automatic pump, pero sign siya na may shift sa demand dynamics kahit sandali lang. Tapos meron pang whale behavior na nag-flash, may observation na aggressive buying activity among whales, at ang narrative, accumulation during capitulation. Paano nila nasabi? Dahil min-exchange outflow spike, ibig sabihin malalaking withdrawals from exchanges, usually interpreted as buyers accumulating and moving coins out. Less immediate sell pressure. Yung 2-week moving average of mean exchange outflow hit 13.3 BTC per withdrawal transaction on Sunday, more than double late January's value. So meaning, bigger players are taking size. Pero again, temper the optimism. Kahit may whale accumulation signals, overall environment still looks defensive. Risk off ang mood across spot, derivatives, ETFs, and on-chain indicators. Profitability compressed, capital flows negative, hedging demand elevated pagkatapos ng downside repricing. So kahit may signs na selling pressure is moderating, a durable recovery likely depends on renewed spot demand that can hold price above recent lows. Ibig sabihin, kailangan ng follow-through, hindi lang one-day bounce. Ngayon, isa pang important layer, long-term holders. Habang bumabagsak si Bitcoin under 60,000 last week, long-term holders sold around 245,000 BTC. That's huge. Cycle relative extreme in daily distribution. Pero interestingly, kahit may distribution spike, total long-term holder supply still increased in 2026 to around 13.81 million from 13.63 million. Paano nangyari yon kung nagbebenta sila? Because LTH classification is time-based. Habang short-term holders tumitigil mag-trade during uncertainty, supply ages into long-term status. So pwedeng tumaas ang LTH supply kahit may older cohorts na nagbebenta. This is why hindi natin pwedeng basahin ng isang metric lang. Kailangan natin maintindihan yung mechanics. Another detail, long-term holder SOPR regained above 1. Kapag above 1, ibig sabihin those coins moved in profit at recovering siya after a period of realized losses. And with Bitcoin still above overall realized price around 55,000, this can align with base building behavior. Not a guarantee pero it's consistent sa idea na possible itong discounted zone kung saan nagre-reposition ang market. Pero hindi pa rin tapos ang laban dahil macro conditions ang may hawak ng steering wheel sa near term, may upcoming US CPI data at elevated policy uncertainty. Markets are pricing around 82.2% odds of no rate cut at the March FOMC meeting, meaning restrictive policy expectations remain. Dagdag pa yung uncertainty around the Kevin Warsh appointment narrative sa Fed leadership, which can keep risk assets sensitive. Treasury yields elevated tight financial conditions at kapag high real yields, usually lower crypto liquidity and muted spot demand. And kahit bumaba ang US dollar index below 97, it can still be a volatility source because sudden dollar swings can affect risk positioning. So yun lang ang update natin for today. Thanks for watching again. Good luck and see you on the next video.